The following presentation is for educational purposes only. Deb Lovejoy and Rick Reynolds are not trained medical or psychological professionals. Their services are meant to be complementary to traditional care and are not intended as a substitute. They do not diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any condition or disease. Always consult your doctor and/or mental health professional before applying any advice or opinions expressed during this presentation. Do not discontinue use of medications unless specifically advised by the doctor who prescribed them. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Removing the Blocks to a Powerful Life. I'm Rick Reynolds, and I'm here in Sedona with intuitive Deb Lovejoy. It's so great to see so many of you on the call tonight. Wow, we've got people from all over the country and from Canada as well. Quite a nice group of folks here. And just out of curiosity, we're going to play a little game here. I want to see how many of you on the call are here because you've experienced Deb at one time or another. If you've ever had a session with Deb Lovejoy, hit the number 1 on your phone tonight, just kind of seeing who's who. And if you've ever had a session with me, hit the number 2 on your phone. All right. And if you're, oh, good, we've got some folks that have experienced both of us. That's great. And if you're just curious and want to find out more about both of us, hit the number 3 on your phone. Let's see how many folks have not yet tried us. Oh, terrific. This is a lot of fun. It just gives me an idea of who is actually here on the call with us tonight. Well, the purpose of tonight's call is going to be to really introduce our work to you and share how our work combines to remove the blocks in a way that neither of us can really do alone. And this call is scheduled to last to the top of the hour, and you'll want to stick around until then. Just a few minutes before the top of the hour, we'll take a short little break and share a special offer on our combined services, and we will stick around until everybody who's interested in talking to us gets their questions answered. It looks like we should be able to accommodate just about everybody on the call this evening. And I do want to take an opportunity to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your evenings. I know it's getting a little late there on the East Coast, and we've got several of you on the East Coast tonight. So thank you for taking the time to be with us, all of you, and lend your energy and your support to this call because it means so much to both of us. And of course, I want to thank Deb Lovejoy. As many of you know, she is an amazing intuitive, and she is just a fixture here in Sedona. You know, for over a decade, she's been a regular part of my family's visits to Sedona. Between my parents and I, we've sent countless friends, family members, clients her way. She was recently the inspiration for a character with her name in the Sedona movie. So it's time now to meet the real Deb Lovejoy. Deb, can you share a bit about who you are and what you'll be doing tonight?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rick. It's a pleasure to be here with you on the call and everybody else. It's just such an honor. And who am I? You know, we all could ask that question of ourselves every now and then. It would be good for us, I think. So it was very good for me to reflect as well when I knew you were going to ask me that. And bottom line, my foundation of who I am is being a Reiki master. Reiki is unconditional healing love that works on the physical and mental and emotional and spiritual fields. And it basically just creates peace, balance, and well-being. I'm also a master pedicurist and reflexologist. I love to help and appreciate and help people appreciate their feet. I'm also a psychic and intuitive. My angels, spirit guides connect with yours to give you empowering information that helps you open yourself up, because I like to empower people to do and get their own information. I'm also a polarity therapist, SRT advanced practitioner, along with many other modalities that are all complementary to each other that enhance everything I do. My life purpose, as hokey as it sounds, it's really true, is to make the world a better place, one person at a time. Also make myself a better person by doing it. When you love what you do, which I am certainly so blessed to be able to do, it makes life easier. And I started on this journey maybe 20 years ago, and like most journeys, it starts with my healing and finding my purpose in life. And some days were easier than others, as I'm sure you all can relate to. My biggest gift is that I've always trusted God or Spirit to lead me to my next opportunity, seeing it as an adventure. Then one day Spirit said to me, come to Sedona, and that was over 11 years ago, and the story just keeps getting better and better. I almost have to pinch myself. Who would have thought way back when that a movie with a character based on me would be even produced? So blessed I am, and I am very grateful for my life and grateful to be here in this moment.
So while you're on the topic of the movie, how did that come about? And tell us a bit more about this Sedona movie.
Well, very surreal, really. A friend of mine, I was in a referral group. His partner, we used to all get together, and when he first met me, he said, wow, you'd make a great character in a movie. And I thought, is he being complimentary or insulting, because they were from Texas, and they were very un-woo-woo, very unmetaphysical, but great, fabulous people, and I love them dearly. And he goes, no, I mean that as a compliment. And one thing led to another, and he finally wrote it. And after he wrote it, he wanted me to read it. And he said, do you mind if I use your name and your business name? And I'm like, oh, my gosh, that would be amazing as long as she didn't do anything out of integrity. And there was a few things we changed, and there's some things still in it that I wouldn't personally do. Like in the movie, she says, you want a reading? Well, I would never do that to someone. I would wait for them to come to me. But, that's just the power of movies. And, it just kind of had a life of its own, and it's just amazing. Pinch me. I mean, I would never have believed that would have happened, So you just never know when you believe and you surrender your life to allowing it to live your best life. Things like this can happen. Believe me, I'm living proof.
Wow. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing tonight, is helping people live their best life by removing those blocks, those things that sabotage our success, take away our power. And why don't you share a little bit about the process that you're going to be taking us through?
Most certainly. So SRT stands for Spiritual Response Therapy, and it clears blocks, discordant energies, programs, limiting ideas or beliefs, as well as past or future lives. So SRT works with high self, allowing you to live your best life. And I know that I've said that before, but it sounds like an Oprah commercial, but it is very true. And for today, I've adapted the SRT for our call to be effective for the whole group. So everyone, if you don't participate individually, will also receive a clearing. And we're all connected, so we're all a group creating a cohesive oneness here to help ourselves as well as working as a collective. So that's really important to remember. So the first question would be, why are you on this call or listening to this recording session? What's your intention for yourself today? Focus on how your life would be without block. So many times we focus on what we don't like in our lives instead of the lives we choose to live. So remember, our thoughts create our reality. And when we use all 6 of our senses to envision our lives without blocks, totally gone, without any dysfunction or programs, just see that, and feel it with all 6 of the senses, because sometimes we can't go there, but when we use all 6 of the senses, it just kind of enhances that. And how would you feel? How would you act or interact now that you're in this life with no limitation? This is what SRT does, and it's very subtle, yet it's very, very powerful. And like the Claritin Clear commercial, if anybody's ever seen that, it removes the film over your life and makes everything clearer and brighter. And best of all, what we clear today is cleared forevermore. You don't take steps backwards. I can't wait to get started on this. How about you, Rick?
I'm excited. Let me share a little bit more about who I am and what I do, because I see there's a lot of people on the call that don't yet know me. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm a therapist. Oh, there. Can you hear me? Okay, there we go.
No.
I cut out there for a second. I'm a hypnotherapist, and a life coach, and we share something in common. Deb, I'm also a Reiki master, and I learned, I first experienced Reiki from my father's mother, from my grandmother, who is one of my Reiki guides, and I can feel her presence with us right now. So we've got that energy with us as well as we embark on this adventure. And my life has really been focused lately, or most recently with my move to Sedona, on helping people shift their core beliefs. You know, you said it's our thoughts that create our reality, and what creates our thoughts are our beliefs. And sometimes way down at the deepest levels, our subconscious beliefs often lead to everything that we experience. So when you're having a reality that you don't like, I can sometimes help people trace back the belief and find what it is they're needing to believe in order to create a reality that they prefer. So we'll be using that and maybe a little emotional freedom technique too to combine with the spiritual response therapy to really help people clear and release their blocks. And the idea here is that when one person heals, everybody is healed to some extent, because we do all share the oneness, right? So we can all tap into that. So even if you're listening on to this call and it's years from when we recorded it, there could be something in here that absolutely changes your life. So be open to that possibility. Now, it's one thing for us to talk about ourselves and another to have people that have actually experienced our work talk a bit about us. And I'm just wondering if is there anyone on the call, any of Deb's clients that would be willing to just share a little bit about what working with Deb has been like for you. If you're willing, hit the number 1 on your phone and we will call on you. Let's start with Mike. Mike, can you hear us? And your phone might be muted.
I can hear you.
Would you be willing to share your story about Deb?
I would. I've got a great story about Deb. It was about 10 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago now. I was here on Sedona on vacation, and just like Rick said, our family was getting their annual pedicures from Deb. I decided to get one as well, and it was one of her special pedicures where she also uses her intuitive skills to give you a reading. And she told me I'd be writing a book. It was a very colorful book. It was a big book, and I was so surprised. I had no idea what she was talking about, but sure enough, within just a few months, I had written a 100-page cookbook for my business, and I didn't even think about it at the time until I remembered the pedicure and remembered how spot on she was, and kind of freaked me out a little bit, but it was a great experience, and we've been friends ever since.
That's amazing, because I don't remember stuff like that, because what I call myself is a conscious channel. And so when I say stuff, it looks like or feels like that I'm just, speaking off the top of my head even. And when someone tells me something like this, I'm always blown away and so grateful that they got whatever they needed. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And just checking if there's any of my clients that would like to share their experience, hit number 1. And I know that, our work together is sometimes very personal and the issues come up and it's not always appropriate to share. So I understand if you don't, but if you would like to, you can hit the number 1 on your phone. And meanwhile, let's see. It looks like everyone's going to be a little shy and confidential around that this evening, and that's absolutely perfect. So we're just going to move on to how many of you are on the call tonight because you're here with a block and you want some assistance in shifting that. If that's you, hit the number 1 on your phone. Just trying to see how many people have blocks and would like us to work with them tonight. Oh, great. Good, good, good. Well, in a moment here, we're going to be asking for some volunteers, and I'm going to have you raise your hand again if you want to volunteer. But before we do that, a little bit about volunteering on this call. Just know that we are recording the call. There are people listening to the call right now. This is not a confidential one-on-one session. Hopefully, it will feel that way, but it is not. So we're just reminding you that there's no guarantee of confidentiality. We will be calling on you by your first name, so that's a degree of anonymity, but just know that that's part of the process here, and that we won't be censoring ourselves as we work with you in order to really allow the depth of information that we get to be shared. So with that said, who would like to volunteer to experience the spirit response therapy? Hit number 1 on your phone if you're ready to step up and have a block cleared. All right. So PJ, you're on our call. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you for sharing. And please go ahead and share. Deb, why don't you ask her what you need to ask to start the process?
Okay, excellent. Hi, PJ. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Deb. How are you?
I'm excellent. So good to see you, or feel you. I guess the first thing I would like is to know what blocks or in general how you would like to see your life. I usually ask for people to set an intention of what they want for the work.
I'm thinking career right now.
Okay.
Just things have been kind of on a somewhat of a downward spiral. I have a really great job, but it's just not what I want it to be, and I'm really feeling a big change coming on. I don't know what it is, where it is. There's something there, but I just don't have it. You know, I just don't know what it is yet. There's something inside, though, that's stuck.
Okay, so that's perfect. That's perfect answer. And what I'd like you to do, you don't have to speak it, but what I'd like you to do is just to envision your life without that stuckness, with your the doors wide open for you to be able to empower yourself to have the best career beyond your wildest imaginations even, okay? So what my work does is it works with charts, and then the charts go wherever is needed to clear those blocks, basically, okay?
Okay.
So if you just take a deep breath in, and we're going to just ask Spirit, and I'm going to do this one with you, but it's for anyone else as well. I have a clear and remove agreement that just works with everyone, and we're asking to clear and remove on all levels, all layers, all minds, all bodies, all compartments, all chromosomes, all backup programs, or any mirror image programs, anything and everything from wherever and however it's stored that is limiting, blocking, or creating conflict or discord. And do I have permission to work with PJ?
Yes, you do.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so let's see where we start. First, they're asking for a spiritual kick. That's just moving the energy a little bit stronger to let us move. Okay, where do we go next? And I'm talking to the pendulum and as well as high self to let me go. So the first one is blocks to positive expression. So we're going to see what is positive, the blocks that are positive in your life that are being blocked this time. The first one is grace and gratitude, happiness, harmony, self-control, self-esteem, self-forgiveness, kindness, joy, listening and loving, thoughtfulness, and that's it. So those are all expressions that you have that you choose to do with your career, with life in general. And what we're doing is we're just asking to opening up your spirit through high self to open up the original blueprint to the origins of whatever held the most charge, stopping this positive expression, giving yourself permission, clearing it on all levels, all layers, uploading and removing the blocks, activating joy, love, light, hope, health, vitality, ambition, grace, harmony, any and every positive word in the universe's largest dictionary that can be yours, as well as the things we just discussed that were being blocked that are positive, to allow you to live your best life, to live it, to fulfill it, and to allow you to accept in this lifetime and all lifetimes to come, to own this, to own the grace, the happiness, the gratitude, the prosperity, the love, allowing yourself to be a good listener on all levels and opening that. Oh, are we complete? Yes, thank you. All right, let's see where else we can go if there's anything else we need to work on. Bringing in and calling in help for these blocks, and that is working with Holy Spirit, with the Godhead, which is the highest level of consciousness, the oneness, the I Am presence, the archangels, the High Council, the divas, guardian angels, asking for anyone and everyone that is for PJ's highest good to come in and work with her and assist her easily, gently, and lovingly to honor all and every block that she has, to allowing herself to have the most fabulous, prosperous career, to allow her to live in joy, happiness with that career, and to have the gratification of doing this career and this job, whether it's something she's doing now or something that she will be stepping into, whatever that may be, allowing that ease and grace to come in. And that is complete. Thank you. Will you go anywhere else? Into the new one. Let's see. All right. This is just allowing us to work on anything in past lives, anything that's breaking the bonds of that past to do it, opening the horizons and allowing them to be limitless for you, allowing the Godhead, the highest consciousness, to come in and work with you. We've already talked about that, but obviously we need to re-emphasize that. Working with the I Am energy, anything and everything, just mopping up this energy and allowing it to just go to the highest level of oneness, of joy, uploading all wisdom and knowledge from all lifetimes, allowing PJ to fulfill her experience, allow this intention to be at its highest level of ease and grace and bringing her joy and happiness on her career and as well as personally, I'm hearing. Excellent. That is complete. And are we complete in this? Is that the last piece? Yes. Okay. Excellent. So we're asking the soul if there's anything else it would like, and it's saying it's complete and happy with all that we've addressed. And we're just giving gratitude and thanks and allowing this intention to be honored. And I would put this intention, PJ, in a place of reverence on an altar or somewhere where you're going to see it. When you feel like you've really attained this and allowed this, then I usually encourage people just to burn it and to give thanks and gratitude in that ceremony.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was really, really awesome. So many things just totally resonated. I'm kind of shaking in my boots, and I've got tears in my eyes.
Excellent. Well, we love those little signs of things working, so that's excellent. Thank you, PJ, and many blessings to you.
Thank you, and same to you, Deb and Rick.
Thank you.
And PJ, just checking in and seeing if you'd like to shift a core belief around this, if there's anything that you're thinking that if you were to really believe in your heart, and this might just be an affirmation that you've been telling yourself around your career that doesn't yet resonate as being really true deep down inside, if you share what that is, I'd love to help you shift and remove any psychological barriers that might be there, any left to right brain issue that's preventing it from really resonating completely through you, if you're willing.
Sure. In my specific career, which, kind of like what Deb pointed to, I may be changing. I may be making a huge career change soon. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know what it is yet, but I definitely feel the change coming on. However, I really like what I do now, and I'm hoping that I can continue to incorporate it in some way. But in my very specific current situation, I'm just feeling kind of insecure and somewhat unworthy, like I'm not good enough. But deep down, I probably am, but I'm just not feeling it. So sometimes I just don't think I execute to my abilities because I'm not feeling that I'm good enough, or that I'm creative enough, or artistic enough, or technical enough. Just not enough, in general.
So how about the belief, I am enough? If you were to feel that and that were to resonate in your heart, would that shift things for you?
Yes, not only in my career, but I think just in the overall big picture, because I think that's really, as Deb pinpointed many things that just really resonated. I think that the I am not enough is kind of, the core belief that's the disconnect.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense. And this is what happens is that we have, that we can have a logical understanding of how it's supposed to be. You have every logical reason to understand and to believe that you are absolutely enough. And then you have your emotional understanding of this. And you've compiled all this evidence, probably since you were a little girl, as to why it is that you can't yet allow yourself to truly feel like you are enough. And that's the divide between the emotions and the intellect. And the emotional side of it sits in your right brain, and your intellectual side is sitting there in your left brain. And it's like having two computers running two different operating systems. You've got your emotional Mac and your intellectual PC, and those that have ever tried to communicate computer to computer know that they don't communicate too well, right?
Right, exactly.
So what we're going to try to do, or what we're actually going to do, is bring your right and left brain into harmony. And we'll be doing that by, I'm going to have you tap on your body on the right and left side, back and forth. Are you on a speakerphone or using a headset?
I am. I'm on speaker, and I have my earplugs on, so my hands are free.
Great. Good. Then that's perfect. So before we start, I just want you to rate the truth of this statement, I am enough, where 0 is not true at all and 10 is completely true. How true does that feel?
Repeat the statement, I am not enough.
I am enough. I am enough.
I am enough. And 0 is not true?
Not true, and 10 is completely true. And this is on a feeling level, there in your heart.
Okay, on a feeling level, I'm going to have to put that at about a 3.
3. Okay, great. So we're going to be looking at everything that stands in the way of that feeling completely true. So this tapping is really simple. You're going to take your right hand and just simply tap it against the right side of your body, and then your left hand to the left side, and probably right about at your thighs, and just do back and forth, right to right, left to left, right to right, left to left, right, left, right, left. And you can hear the sound of your hand hitting your body, and let your attention be called side to side, right and left, right and left. And everyone, you can do this along with us, and just try this around whatever belief you're wanting to shift. It might be this idea that I am enough. Okay, and I'm just going to ask you now to think in a really deep way about this idea, I am enough, and ask yourself, what is it that stops me from really believing that this is true? And share whatever comes up.
Being told that I'm not by other people.
Okay, so imagine that before you is a big scrapbook, and keep tapping back and forth, side to side. Imagine that scrapbook says on the cover, being told by other people that I'm not enough. And as you open up the scrapbook, you see all these times in which you were told that you were not enough from all these different people. And you can just let the images pop up and let your attention be called back and forth, side to side. And as you sift through these, you're looking for whichever one has the strongest emotional pull or the very first entry in this scrapbook, the oldest memory or the one that has that sting that really you can feel the most in terms of an emotional pull, and share whatever that memory is.
Yeah, it's my oldest brother. My oldest brother, that's the earliest memory I have, is my oldest brother verbally abusing me at a very young age.
So let yourself go right back there to that very young age and his verbal abuse. Remember where you were, whether you were inside or outside. Remember the time of year, if you can remember what the weather was, what season it was, and how old were you?
I'm seeing the kitchen in the first house I grew up in, and I was probably 4 or 5 years old. There was a big kitchen window. There's sun outside. I'm thinking it's late spring, early summer. And I see myself standing in the middle of the kitchen. I don't see my brother, but I can see where he's probably standing. And I don't know exactly what he's saying, but I just can see myself just standing there very stiff and afraid.
Yeah. So let yourself feel the feelings that you had. Get in that little body and feel what that was like to feel it. And see if you can recall the thoughts that you started to have as you heard these things. What did you pick up in terms of a belief as you listened to him say these things to you?
It seems that before that time, I felt really good about myself. I felt good about being on the planet. I felt happy that I could contribute and be around people and be helpful and enjoy it and have a smile on my face. And then suddenly that was gone. It was just gone, and I just froze and it became dark on the inside. Just kind of died a little death on the inside.
Yeah. So just remember that moment and be there and tap side to side, back and forth. And then see the little girl in the middle of that room again from the outside. And as you look at her and can see that little death happening in that moment, what do you notice about her?
She looks very sad. Shoulders are dropped. Eyes are looking down. Face is looking down. Just looks kind of defeated and just very sad and dejected and defeated.
So now just imagine that the you that you are today is right back there in that kitchen with her, and it's just the two of you, and you can see her looking so defeated, but now she becomes aware of your presence. What do you do being back there in time with that little girl?
That's really difficult. I want to be able to, at this moment, be strong and proud and feel a great sense of achievement and tell her that it's, it's okay. Don't worry about what others say to you. You're strong inside, and that's what you need to rely on. That's your power. That's your strength. That's what I want to say to her, but I'm not sure I'm there yet.
Yeah. So you're there, you're attempting to say this, or you have this strong desire to say this, but it's just not coming out. And you can see how she's kind of responding to you. And now you become aware of a third version of yourself, and this is a future you. And she's from a not too distant future, and she believes 100% that she's enough. There's no doubt the way that she stands, the way that she looks, the way that she's smiling at the two of you. It's clear that she believes that she's absolutely enough. She's more than enough. And she feels the same way about you and about the little girl. And she comes up to the two of you. What does she do? What does she say?
She's very kind. She has a big smile on her face. She has a glow about her. She's standing very tall. She's very knowledgeable, gracious, and giving, and it just wants to help and reassure. And she's saying, believe in that. Believe in that knowledge you have inside, because it's what the truth is. And you can do it. You can do whatever it is. You can be whatever it is. Just know that. Know that.
And what, if anything, would she say to the little girl about her brother?
Compassion. Have compassion for him. It's difficult, but don't let it bother you now as a little girl. Later you will understand that he has things going on too, and just have compassion. Have compassion for all things that don't seem right. Just have compassion for it, and it'll be okay. That's how you can help.
Compassion, that he's hurting too. And how does the little one respond?
She's listening. She's her eyes are kind of looking up now at this, bigger than life energy body that she senses in the room. She's still a little bit shy of it, but she's listening, and she wants to soak it in. She wants to, but she's still maybe a little bit hesitant, just not quite sure.
And that wise future you senses that. She remembers what it was like to be that little girl who had been so crushed in that moment. And she knows just what to do, just what to say. Maybe she gets right down at eye level with the little one. And what happens?
Yeah, the little one can bring her head up and open her eyes, smile. She can feel the presence of that future self. You can feel it. She senses it, and she believes it.
She believes it. Great. Now, when you're ready, check back inside with that idea, I am enough, and feel how true is that for you now on that 0 to 10 scale, where it had been a 3 before.
It's feeling like a 7.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I'm really feeling that the presence of that future confident, positive self. I can just kind of see it and feel it. It's really fascinating.
So just check deep inside and ask yourself again, now what, if anything, is standing in my way of fully embracing this belief that I am enough? See what pops up.
Simply the thought that I'm not. Simply the mind, the thought that comes in, and that thought isn't necessarily a reality. It's when that thought comes up, I need to just acknowledge it and let it go, because it's not what's real.
Right. It's just it's like a ghost. It's a pattern. You have these mental patterns in your brain. Have you ever gone from driving a stick shift to driving an automatic?
Yes. Yes, I have.
And you know what happens to your left foot when the engine makes the noise, right?
Yeah, it still wants to move. It still wants to push in the clutch, even though it's not there anymore.
Right. But so that's all this is, this old thought pattern. It's just your foot wanting to reach for a clutch that's no longer there. And it's only a matter of you simply reminding yourself in a gentle way that you're driving an automatic now, that you are enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. That's really cool. In fact, I think I'm going to write that down and burn it like, Deb suggested, along with some other thoughts. I am an automatic. I'm no longer a step.
Exactly. Perfect. So go ahead and say out loud as though it's a 10, I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough.
Very good. Now feel it in your entire body as though it's true. And when you can feel it in every cell of your body, say it again.
I am enough.
Yes. Now know this to be true. The way you know certain things to be true is when you touch the truth, you know the truth. When you touched a flame, you knew it was hot. You never had to doubt that again. When you touched an ice cube, you knew it was cold. Ice will always be cold to you. When you touched water, you knew it was wet. Allow this idea of being enough to exist along those same thought patterns as ice being cold, fire being hot. It simply is what it is, that you are enough. When you're ready, begin treating that idea the same way you treat all these things that you know absolutely to be true, which is you simply take it for granted. Of course,
Yeah, right now it's feeling very empowering right now.
Good. So you can just allow that to continue to grow and be empowering. And then anytime the old habit comes up, just gently remind yourself you're driving an automatic. You don't even have to take it seriously. That belongs to someone else. That's not even your belief anymore. Okay?
I like that. I like the whole phrase, I'm driving an automatic. That seems like something I could use pretty much at any time some tension comes up or any kind of conflict. I can just remind myself, I'm driving an automatic.
Perfect. Well,
that's really cool.
Thank you so much for being willing to share and for doing this. And I'm sure, it's really interesting when we all listen to this and do it together, it shifts for all of us. So many people hold on to that notion, that false idea that I'm not enough. And really watch this evolve, because what happens is it's like it goes from I am enough to I'm more than enough to enough for who? I am, and that's fine. I am that I am. And you step
that's awesome.
Simply, I am, and just watch how that unfolds over the days and weeks to come. So thank you. And let's take another volunteer. Who would like to step up? Hit the number 1 on your phone if you're wanting to experience our work together here tonight. All right, Robyn, thank you for raising your hand. And Deb, why don't you go ahead and work with Robyn a bit?
Excellent. Hi, Robyn. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great, thanks.
Excellent. Well, we're so glad to have you here. So what would be the block or the intention, however you want to phrase it, that you would like to work on tonight?
Well, I have recently been thinking of sort of the things that have gone on in my life, and I think the main phrase that's behind it is that things I know, personal development, business, nutrition, the whole thing, I seem to know a lot, but I have a belief that it works for everyone else but not me. So, I think I know the answers for things, but they work for everyone else, not me.
Okay. So Rick will work with that core belief of where that came from, but when I work with the SRT, we don't even have to do that as much. It's very valid, but so what I'm hearing you say is the intention would be, I know everything is going to work out for me, as well as other people, and I know that this is my destiny or my truth, or am I wording it okay for you?
Yes, and that I know that this is something I can accomplish, and what I vision is something I can achieve.
Excellent. So just see yourself doing whatever it is that you'd like. You might not even know all the pieces of that, but just pick one for the moment, and let's see where Spirit takes us, High Self takes us. Again, another spiritual kick. I think that's because we're doing this as a group, so everyone is working that. All right, and I have permission to work with Robyn. Yes, great. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is consciousness program. Let's see where that takes us. So it's the I am level, which is one of the most powerful levels, and it's any dysfunctional thoughts along this line, which we've already talked about, dysfunction of the creative energy, dysfunction of space and time energy, the light realm, allowing any discordant energies or thought forms that have been there. I don't even think they're your thought forms is what I'm intuiting. Any separation from love, that you're not worth it, you're not worthy to be what you know everybody else can have, but Robyn can't have it. Well, yes, she can. We are here to correct that. Any dualities in the I am consciousness as well. So let's just, anything and everything that is a dysfunction or allowing you to be separate from that love of knowing that you are worthy and deserving of all that you know other people are. So just allowing that to be in this, letting go of anything and that's holding whatever root form is holding the most charge for this, whether it's a past life, a parallel life, any levels, any layers, just neutralizing and uploading any experiences that need to be healed right now in this moment for Robyn, to allow her to own that she is important, that she is of value, that she is worthy to receive all these things that she knows for others, and now she's choosing to know for herself. Is this complete? Yes. Let's see where else we need to go. Direct healing process. Excellent. So this is going to take us to what assigning healing committees, Reiki as well as other things on all levels, and clearing any nanobacteria, anything and everything, parasites, any and all energies that would stop this, block this, eat it up like a bacteria that wouldn't allow you to own this truth. And we're working on working that right now, dissolving anything and everything from all levels, all layers. Excellent. Okay, where else? What else do we need to work on? Psychic surgery, anything psychically that might be blocking you. Healing all 13 bodies. Allowing for any consciousness changing. Any physics of the soul's divine healing. Excellent. Removing blocks to direct healing that might be blocking this for you. Okay. Is there any color that Robyn needs to just see? Indigo. Okay, that's very perfect for this. Indigo is the third eye, the intuitive knowing. So you intuitively know this, but it's been blocked so that, I would wear indigo. I would see indigo surrounding your auric field. Just use that indigo energy color for any healing and that, even possibly, it doesn't have to be anything I've even discussed in this moment, but just use that color. Color therapy is very powerful. Okay, and so we're just removing any roots, any discordant thought forms, anything and everywhere, activating joy, light, vibrancy, ambition, grace, harmony, optimum bliss, hope, balance, anything and everything that can be of Robyn's assistance, and all the most beautiful words in the universe's largest dictionary of healing and love that radiate from love. Bottom line, everything is love. Anything less than love is a fear. So we're letting go of all those things that no longer serve and empowering Robyn to be and receive all that her body, mind, soul knows that it's for her highest good. Excellent. Where do we go next? Redefining her consciousness. And this is just any programs that I'm unaware of that aren't in the chart, any inharmony to the oneness, any hidden programs on the God level, the highest levels issued by oneness, any imbalances on an etheric level, anything and everything that would be blocking anything that we've spoke of in this moment, opening Robyn up to allowing her to be empowered with this knowing, with this truth, her truth, allowing her to have this truth, allowing her to live this life of joy and knowing, and allowing her to honor herself, to love herself on all these layers. Whatever is blocking this, ultimately it all stems back to love. So we choose love on the highest level for Robyn now. And this is complete. Thank you. Where do we go next? Fine-tuning. Excellent. That means we're getting to the very finishing of this. And fine-tuning is basically re-educating the soul, going back infinite levels of thought and reprogramming our script, removing any beliefs that Robyn had that her soul is responsible for anything or anyone other than herself, knowing that she is worthy to receive this truth and acceptance of herself on all levels, all layers, any lifetimes, rewriting the script and letting her know that she has the opportunity to live this life of truth and growth. Any abdications of physical responsibility, emotional responsibility, abdications of mental and spiritual responsibility, any desires for her to suffer, that she isn't worthy, picking up any discordant energies along the way that she has in this lifetime or other lifetimes or future lifetimes, and just letting it go, knowing that that is no longer serving her, and we are blessing it and sending it on its way, removing any and all beliefs, and just bottom line, any reason behind any conscious programming to feel this way, to just clear it at this moment in this lifetime on all levels, all layers, going to the root and anything that holds the most charge and letting it go and breathing in the knowing that she is deserving, that she is all and anything that she chooses to be in this lifetime and lifetimes to come. Mopping up and uploading any wisdom, any knowledge, past, present, and future, to allow Robyn to fully experience all that she came to this planet to be, do, and experience in this lifetime. Is that complete? Yes, thank you. Are we complete? So let's ask the soul if it feels complete. How are you feeling, Robyn?
I'm kind of vibrating here, so.
Okay, that's excellent. Just go with that flow and let it fill you. It's a very gentle thing. You don't have to really do anything, but give yourself permission to receive this energy. And anyone that's listening, whatever that may be for you, it's fulfilling and completing this as well. So just own and receive and let go of anything and everything on all levels, all layers, all lifetimes that's blocked this to your full love and beauty of living this life to its fullest and owning all that you are a beautiful creature. As Wayne Dyer says, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Owning that spirituality and living it and owning it and taking it into this human body and saying yes, yes, yes. So are we complete? Excellent. Thank you so much, Robyn.
Mm-hmm.
So, Robyn, would you be willing to try a little core belief shifting?
Sure.
So how about the belief, I deserve to have things work for me as they work for others?
Okay.
That sound good?
It sounds good. I know saying it, I don't, there's not the feeling behind it, but yeah, that sounds like a statement.
Okay, so we're
saying.
is zero would be not true at all, and 10 would be completely true. How true does that idea feel for you?
I deserve to have things work for me as well.
Yes.
How true does that feel? I would put that at a 3 as well.
Okay.
It's a bit hollow, yeah.
So again, close your eyes and tap back and forth, side to side, right to left, and follow the tap. You might even follow it with your eyes back and forth, side to side, and ask yourself in a really deep way, well, what is it that stops me from really feeling like I deserve to have things work for me as they work for others? Share whatever pops up.
The first thing would be sort of a fear of failing what works for others if I give it a try.
Okay, this fear of failing if you give it a try, that it might not work for you, it's worked for others. So just become aware of that pattern and imagine that you've got a scrapbook before you and it says fear of failing, and you open it up and there are all the times in which you haven't tried something that worked for others but you are afraid it wouldn't work for you, the times when you did try something and it failed, at the times when you saw others try something and fail, someone close to you failing. It's all in here, your whole relationship with failure and why there's this fear of it. And just go through all the images, and what you're looking for is whatever memory in here has the strongest emotional charge or is the very first one, the oldest memory, and share whatever comes up. Tapping back and forth, side to side.
And I'm trying to go back sort of into my childhood, but I don't have too many memories coming up for me, whether I'm choosing not to remember them or maybe it's rooted a little later in life. I'm not sure.
Whatever comes to you, whatever is the strongest and pops up in your mind, we'll just simply start there and see where that takes you.
Well, I think the first sort of failure would be a relationship failure.
So let yourself go back to that moment when you realized that the relationship had failed. Just let yourself be back in that moment. Remember what it was like, where you were, whether you were inside or outside, how it had really dawned on you that this failure had happened. Just allow yourself to feel it. Remember what it felt like inside. Remember the thoughts that you had as you went through this experience. Be really present with how it was for you at that time. When you're ready, that you were on that day from the outside, do you notice about her having all those thoughts and all those feelings?
I was actually in an elevator of all places, and just I guess going from having a smile, anticipating something, to having it sort of yanked away from you and having the face just realize that you failed, that you weren't going to get that.
That sense of having it just yanked away from you. And you can see the expression change on her face as that happens. And imagine now that in that elevator it's just you and her, you and the you that you were at that time. And what would you say, what would you do with this version of yourself?
With me at this time back there,
yeah.
That it's not as bad as it feels, and it's not a reflection on myself. It's not a reflection of me. It was more a reflection of someone else's reality, I guess, is the right way, not to internalize it.
Even about you, really. Just notice that. And how is that for the you that you were back then? Could she hear that? Would she be able to take that in?
Hears it, doesn't necessarily believe it, but hears it.
So imagine now that there's a third version of you in that elevator, and this version believes that you deserve to have things work out for you like they work out for so many others. That you absolutely deserve it. And she believes it 100%. She holds her body with that sense of confidence, with that knowing, with that certainty, with that truth. She has it in her eyes, in her smile, and she has nothing but unconditional love for the you that you are today and the you that you were on that day in that elevator. She walks up, steps forward to the two of you. What does she do? What does she say?
Puts the hand on the shoulders and says, don't worry, everything will turn out better than you can imagine. It's how you feel now is you won't even remember it. It won't even affect you.
Everything's going to turn out better than you can even imagine. And as she says that, you can see the truth, because this is a future you, and it's obvious that things have turned out well for her. So how is that for that you that you were on that day in that elevator? Does she believe it now?
Hopefully believing it. A look of hope. That maybe that can be, yes.
Maybe it can be true. So just as you're holding that maybe it can be true, this future you knows exactly how that felt. That's still that doubt. Just there's a glimmer of hope, but it's not solid. So she knows what to do and what to say to erase the doubt, to allow you to really be solid in this idea. And what does she do? What does she say?
Gives her a big hug, gives myself a big hug, and just says, you are enough.
Big hug. You are enough. And how does that feel for the you that you were then?
It's empowering, it seems. It feels good, but it's kind of empowering.
So allow that to be really empowering. And how does that feel for the present day you that's watching all this?
It feels good. There's the same sort of empowering and not just hope, but sort of looking forward to getting there.
So come back to this idea again. I deserve to have things work for me as they work for others. How true does that feel for you now?
I'd say 7. 7 was the first number that came in my head.
Yeah, perfect. When we're at 70% with any belief, in the course of the next few days, it will shift to 100%. It just happens. You have a majority inside of you that is in favor of this, so it's going to begin to shift. And to help it shift, just simply use your imagination and say it now out loud as though this were completely true for you. Say that you deserve to have things work out for you.
I deserve to have things work out for me.
Yay!
Try it again as though it's a 10. Really.
I deserve to have things work out for me.
Now embody it. If you have to stand up and say it, do so. Really get into the body posture that says, I deserve to have things work out for me. And say it again.
I deserve to have things work out for me.
Okay, and just know the truth of that. Again, this just the way you know truth when you touch it, like fire being hot, like water being cold. Know that this is true, and then take
I deserve to
granted.
have things work out for me.
Yes. And this.
I would just go around the house saying that as much as you can in the next week or so, and make it a song.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, we're a little bit past the top of the hour, so as promised, I wanted to announce a special offer that Deb and I are doing together so that to give you a chance to experience what we have to do. And what we'll do is for the next 30 days, we're going to offer for anybody listening to this call between now and October 20th, 2012, because we can assume that this call might be out there for years. If you're listening to this call, you may have a 2-hour phone session with me and a 30-minute spirit release, the spirit response therapy session with Deb for the same price. So you'll get 2 of us for the price of 1. And for those of you that are on the call tonight or listening to this call within this first 24 hours between now and midnight tomorrow, if you're interested and you book a session, we'll throw $100 off the cost. So you get 2 for 1 and $100 savings on top of that. So do take advantage of it. If you're wanting to experience this work one-on-one with us, it's very similar to how we did it here on the call, only you'd have a full 2.5 hours of this work, and you'd book them as separate sessions. But to take advantage of this, you're going to want to visit my website, which is Trancebreakers, Trancebreakers.com, like breaking trances, because that's what I do. I'm helping people get out of these old habitual ways of thinking. So, .com, and when you're on that site, in a few minutes from now, we'll be posting the special offer, and you'll just click a button to reserve a time on my calendar, and once you've booked that session, you can give Deb a call, and you'll find her information on deblovejoy.com, and I will pass on to her that you are all paid up, and you may schedule a session with her as well. Deb?
Yes, I think that sounds like a winner. And it was so delightful talking to everyone tonight. Even though we didn't speak to people individually, we worked with you as a group, and it was delightful to do that and to share with you. And I wish you many, many blessings in all that you choose to be and explore in your life.
Thank you so much for being on the call, and thank everybody for taking the time participating on this call. And it is such a joy whenever I'm able to do this work with people. It's a real high for me. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity to do this, and it's been such a pleasure to share this with you, Deb, and I hope people take advantage of our offer and come experience this, because any chance that we have to make a difference in people's lives really serves both of our life purpose.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So Rick is a beautiful soul, and he's so sincere in his work that, you heard it tonight, and you'll hear it really. So thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll let you know when we do this again. So our appreciation to all of you. Have a great night. Take care.
Night.